Ora, bem-vindos a mais um episódio de Hogwarts Legacy. No último episódio estivemos em Feldcroft, acho eu que é assim que se diz. O Sebastian Feldcroft está aqui. O Sebastian, por causa da irmã ou da prima, que tem. Acho que é prima. Que tem. Está com uma maldição. Apanhar por goblins. E agora vamos fazer. Vamos fazer esta aqui. Vamos fazer esta aqui. Agora temos que ir para Hogsmeade.
Glad you can.
Where they go.
I'll say it again. Can't thank you enough for helping to save the village from...
Hello, Serona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
I have the courage to go into the forest.
Vamos lá então procurar a Dorothy.
This place has seen better days. Ah, a Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Bardo Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Excuse me, did you say something about Bardolph Beaumont?
I did. I don't think we've met. I'm Dorothy Sprottle. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph, only he's gone missing. Rumour is he was seen in the forest practicing dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins with Rookwood's lot I did. I fear he got himself into trouble with the Ashwinders, especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem to be everywhere.
Why would Bardolph want to get involved with the Ashwinders?
Oh, he had a terrible run-in with Ranrock's loyalists. Changed him. He vowed never to feel powerless again. I think he sought the Ashwinders out to learn their secrets. Victor Rookwood, at least, seems somehow immune to Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think Bardolph may have simply run off?
No. Bardolph's run that shop with Claire his entire life. He'd not give it up for anything. He swore he'd be back in a fortnight. My instincts are that he's been held captive, or worse.
I can certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't. I can tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself. Claire will be at her shop if you'd like to speak with her.
Ora, está aqui
Revelio.
uma field guide page. Ia caindo.
Past the river near the forest. I must be on the right track. Revelio. I should investigate.
Incendio. Defendo. Incendio. Confringo. Incendio.
Is that Inferior's wearing a woolen jumper? That must be Bardolph.
Incendio. Incendio.
Bardolph's woolen jumper. I'm not sure what alone is what really happened to him.
Revelio.
Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs.
Ranrock's loyalists are a menace. What can be done?
I couldn't help but overhear. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
I did. Never imagined they'd act this deadly. I'm Claire Beaumont, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Ranrock and his followers have set up camp here. No regard for our beloved hamlet or our livelihoods. Ruthless. My brother Bardolph dared to stand up to them and ended up in St. Mungo's. I'm simply at my wit's end.
How did your brother Bardolph end up in St. Mungo's?
Bardolph had spent the entire day hand-picking herbs and roots for us. When a group of Ranrock's lot appeared and demanded the harvest for themselves, Bardolph refused. In their anger, they hurled him against a rock and robbed him. The moment he left St. Mungo's, he vowed revenge. I worry he may be dabbling in magic that he will one day regret.
You said Ranrock's loyalists have set up camp here. Where, precisely?
To the south, across the river. Last I heard, there were several loyalists in each camp. I won't go near them.
Why don't you simply leave the area for now?
Upper Hogsfield is my home. Bardolph and I grew up here. No, we are standing firm. Once my brother returns, then we shall decide what to do next. He's gone to seek Victor Rookwood's advice. I didn't approve of that idea, but perhaps in the end it will help.
I'm unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something.
Much as I would love to be rid of them, I wouldn't want you to risk injury, or worse. Please be cautious. We should not have to live in fear. This is our home.
It seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on my guard.
Such arrogance. One less human to worry about. Levioso! Why don't you come up here and fight me? You are postponing the inevitable.
Levioso!
Put me down! How childish! Oh.
Levioso!
You are postponing the inevitable. One less Hogwarts student.
Upper Hogsfield.
Tenho talentos para gastar, acho eu. Pois é, tenho 2.
Mrs. Sprottle. It seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on my guard.
One less human to worry about. Wait a moment. How nice. What's that?
Levioso!
You
Ah,
bitten by a goblin.
Vendi. Vai gozar comigo.
Ah, Upper Hogsfield.
Tem que ir outra vez aos talentos. Ah, gravou.
Find Mrs. Sprottle. It seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on my guard.
Such arrogance.
Summon
Why
to
is
enemies.
crap over here?
Incendio.
I will make you pay. Such arrogance. Not quiet enough. I'll cut you from shoes to shadow. Magic tricks won't distract me.
You've one less follower, Ranrock. Revenge. One camp down, one more to go.
Up for a bit of dying, are we? This shouldn't take long.
Ah, boa.
An intruder!
Incendio. Incendio. Defender. Confringo. Are you sure? Incendio. Defender.
When you give up!
Confringo.
I will make you.
Leviosa.
I'm a goblin, not a toy! How nice of you to stop by. How nice of you to stop by.
Incendio.
I will make you. It was almost
Oh, pá.
too easy.
Estava a cagar para fazer o dodge, pá.
You will regret. One less shooter to win. Stop! I'm afraid of you! You are postponing the inevitable!
Leviosa.
Why don't you come up here and fight us? How and utterly... I won't rest until you're dead.
Incendio.
Such arrogance. Over here! Vicious! Such arrogance. Vegetation does not belong in battle. I was right. I've seen anything like that before. I refuse to be defeated by a vegetable. I won't rest until you're dead. I hate wasting my time with plants. Vegetables in combat. No! I will make you.
E já está. Os cumprimentos dos tais em combate também.
Madam Beaumont will be glad to hear that. Revelio. Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
I do miss the bustle of business. Poor customers, afraid to venture out. Probably shouldn't do that again.
Hello, Madame Beaumont. Good news. I was able to clear out Ranrock's camps.
You cleared them out? How?
I managed to catch them off guard.
When my brother returns, this news will mean the world to him. You saved our hamlet, my young friend. This will not be forgotten. I fear for other hamlets, truly. Ranrock and his lot are unlike any goblins I've ever seen.
I should be going now. Thank you.
Thank you. Sincerely.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aiden used to collect Horklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aiden died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aiden took ill when he was collecting Horklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Horklumps and collect the box of letters there.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Oh, goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those Horklumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
Hello again, Mrs. Sprottle.
Hello, dear. Was there something else I could help you with?
Where did you say I should go to...
I do hope my brother is all right.
Madame Beaumont, I believe I have some news of your brother.
Badolf? What do you know of my brother?
I regret to say that Bardolph had been turned into an Inferius, and I had to kill him.
What? But how could you possibly think that an Inferius was my brother Bardolph? That's absurd.
He was wearing a woolen jumper, hand-knitted.
No. No.
I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better news. I wish you well, Madam Beaumont.
What more could I have done? Oh, Badolf! Badolf.
This must be the canal Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
It's been ages since I've found it.
Vamos lá entrar na
Looks like Mrs.
caverna
Sprottle, but I
e
still
ver,
need to
e ver o
visit
que é que está
Kate.
por aqui.
Better have a look around, see if I can find that
Oh.
box of letters. Incendio! That's all the whole clumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Revelio. Either I'll have to fight the troll, or together.
Morreu. Como?
Revelio.
Não fui eu que o matei, mas está bem.
This must be Sorona's box of letters. I should take this box. I think that's everything. Sorona will be glad to have this back.
Vamos lá voltar para o Hogsmeade.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
Folks still talk about it.
Hello, Sorona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hall clumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is. Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aiden. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aiden. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Boa. Ajudámos 2 pessoas. Acho que foi 3. Não sei. Ou sei se aquela mulherzinha que estava a cavar conta. Ora, deixem o vosso like. Subscrevam. Caso não tenham feito ainda. Ficaria bastante agradecido. Muito obrigado. Até ao próximo episódio.